Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well.
Order submitted.
I like that. Bear with me just a second.
Order filled.
Beautiful. That worked out well. Okay, let me just disconnect and connect. So my accounts is just still showing. Bear me a second. I like that. Second entry short there. It's clearly working its way down. Looks like a head and shoulders. Karina, how you doing? Jan, how you doing, buddy? Oh no, Trump's speaking today. You just never quite know when he's going to speak, do you? Daryl, how you doing? Tony, how you doing, buddy? Okay, so I'm only trading 4 accounts at the moment. I have 5 accounts that are waiting on a payment. That worked nice, actually. I was tempted to hold on a bit longer, but I just took it below there. So I've taken 2 trades, actually. I took one on this chart. It actually looked a lot better. We had a channel down. When I updated it, it changed and we had 2 legs up and a nice bearish bar there, and I took a short there. But since I've reloaded it, it's not as good. But basically a channel down there, 2 attempts to push high, and it worked beautifully. So we'll see how we get on here anyway. So yeah, I'm waiting for some payments. So hopefully I put them up last night. I took a small trade earlier just for $75. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 due waiting for payment. I've got 1 which I'm putting in tonight. So I'm only actually trading 40 accounts today. So we'll see how we get on anyway. So second entry short, I like that. Clearly kind of working down to this level here. So second entry short, and I got 3.5. In fact, I got a bit more on that. That was 175, so 3.5 points. Bear me a second. Plus 3.5 points. It's looking like a head and shoulders. I expected it to come down and test this level, but you can see it there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. So see how we get on. So bit of an odd night again. We had a strong move up there. We did yesterday, beginning of yesterday, big strong move up, and similar, not quite as big, but similar today as well. So let's see how we get on anyway. So you can see my expenses have gone up a touch. I got 2 more accounts to it, so I'm up to 10 accounts now. So I'm just going to leave it there now for a while and just kind of build on them. I was tempted to try and get a few more, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So let's just have a little look. 1,000 tick. This is the 1,000 tick chart, is it? I didn't even know. Why did I change that? That's unusual. Actually, wow. I didn't even know I'd done that, to be fair. That's strange. Okay, so we'll call that a failure then, I suppose. I didn't even know I'd done that, to be fair. I was changing a few charts around. I was looking at the 1,000. I got the 3,000 tick chart. I was just looking at different charts and playing around with them on a sim. I didn't realise I'd done that, so it's not even a second entry short, that is it? Let's just bin that. Weird. Actually looked nice as well, that did. Did you remove the EK orders button? And did they, or did the EK orders? Bear me a second. I added it a minute ago. 8.3. Okay. I just changed over accounts. That's all. There we go. That should work.
Order
then.
submitted.
There we go. Yeah. I just tried. I wanted to find a. I was playing around with different charts on the sim. So, yeah, I got it here now. The trouble is when you're playing around with stuff, it's easy to forget, isn't it? So it's going to be a shorter day today. I'm going to do about an hour and 30 minutes. I've got to pop out later. It's kind of VE day today. So I usually go out for a beer and pop down the cemetery and have a walk around the war graves and stuff like that. So I'm going to do that in about an hour or so. So it'll be a shorter day today. I'll tell you what, Jan, since I've got rid of the toolbar up there, Ninja Trader's not freezing, so whether it was that or not, I don't know. But as soon as what I was doing, see, whenever I changed the chart or changed the 2000 tick, a lot of time it was freezing. But obviously I don't need the tools because I've kind of got the same ones up here. So once I remove those tools, it seems to be okay. So whether it was that or not, I don't know. So we'll see. So let's have a look, see who's got what. So Thomas Wade's got a bigger. There was a bug in the EK tools, but I use an all. Yeah, there we go. So that's it. So I got rid of the EK tools. To be fair, that they only sort of mimic what I've already got up here anyway. So do you remember I deleted them yesterday? It's not been. I've had no issues with Ninja Trader freezing up. So as you say, if there was a bug, that's probably why. Let's just do that anyway. There's a bug on the market update selection and the code that could make it freeze. It's fixed the current version, but yeah, that's above my head, mate. That's your department, mate. It doesn't mean much to me, that. I'm not very techie. I'm better with hardware than software. Just having a browse around a few different charts. Six for 7, 800 ahead. She can close. What do you do to keep from closing early after taking heat? It's not my strong point, that, bud. To be honest with you, lately, as soon as I get into a trade, I want to get out of the damn thing. It's weird. Really good setups, especially pat setups, don't usually take a lot. That one there I took, it took nothing really. If I like the trade, I just put it in there and leave it. We only hold. Yeah, exactly. How ironic is that, though? It's absolutely 100% true. It's weird, isn't it? When we get losers, we tend to hold on for dear life. And in some cases, I used to actually give them more space. But as soon as we start to go green, we're desperate to get out. It is weird, isn't it? The trouble is with Pats, because it tends to overlap itself, it's very hard to hold on to trades. I mean, that one, yeah, I suppose I could have held on to the bottom, you know, if I could have followed it down. But trouble is, when it starts to come back, you don't know whether it's going to push up and clear liquidity up here before it goes lower. So I suppose, what am I expecting from this trade here? I'm expecting it to test the lows. So even if I'd have put it just to touch off the lows, I could have got 6. I could have even got 7 points off that instead of 3.5. But what I think I'm going to do, I was thinking about this a couple of days ago. What I think I'm going to do is, if we're in a trending market and I get a setup, I'm going to try and hold on and just follow up. Just give it a bar breathing space and try and follow up. But when it's kind of like this, a bit choppy, I tend to just go for, I got 3.5 points there. My concern, well, I say concern, my interest really was to get below there. So I jumped in there. It's 4 points to there. So I'd expect that to get stopped out. It's floating in the middle of nowhere, that really. So that's liquidity for me. So, you know, I might judge it, where I expect price to go to. But if we're in a trending market, then I'm going to try and hold on and try and make money. But, I was listening to, what's his name? David Paul, sadly not with us anymore. I think most of you probably heard of David Paul. And he was saying the difference between great traders and okay traders. Great traders get out of a losing trade quickly and they milk as much profit as they can out of a winning trade. Which for me is difficult purely and simply because as soon as I get into a trade, I get nervous. Now that's, a lot of people say, well, that's down to your risk. I've come down from 2 to 1 contract. So I suppose my average risk at the moment with the ATR as it is probably $200. And if I'm trading an account where I've got 3, say I've got 3, my lowest account has got 3.2 in. So I'm risking, I suppose, maybe about 7.5%, 8%, which is not huge for a prop firm. It would be large if I was trading my own money. But, FOMC was nice, got 8 points. Could have gone, yeah, I did have a look at it. I didn't trade it, but I just had a look at it. Tell a lie, I did one evaluation and passed that. It shot up, didn't I, if I remember rightly? That was it, wasn't it? No, it was a bit earlier than that. I can't remember. 7 o'clock, wasn't it? So it would have been around about here. It spiked up. I can't remember now, but I did pass an evaluation. So I'm finally back up to 10 accounts again. We've got a CPI next week. 13th, I think it is. Same day as my daughter's first exams at school. So I'm tempted to have $150,000 account and have a crack at that. Max teachings also go completely against that risk. Risk to reward goes out the window with Mac. That's what makes it difficult for me, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I've had this conversation with Dan and I said, what would you risk? And I think he risks 5%. He trades his own money, though. So if I pick one of my accounts, let's say, for argument's sake, it's got 3,500 in. So 10% would be 350, 1% 35. So 3% would be a fraction over $100. Now, with an ATR of 3, I would be risking $150. Now, if that was out your own money, I wouldn't trade that much. But if I'm risking, let's say, $200 one contract, I'd have to lose, realistically, about 13 trades in a row. Now, if I'm losing 13 trades in a row, I've got bigger problems. So, but it's, if you think about it logically, if I'm risking $30 and I lose $30, you're not really going to bat an eyelid, are you? If you risk $300 and you lose it, that's a different story. So you can mitigate that by lowering your risk and lowering your risk. The only sort of side effect of that is it's going to take you a lot longer to build an account. So, you know, the sensible thing would be to think long term, build an account slowly. But the thing is with prop firms, because they're cheap, you know, technically I'm risking, say, $130. That's about £100. It's not a huge risk to have $2,500 to play with. I think that's why we tend to risk more. But I know traders with 50,000 accounts who trade 2 and 3 contracts. I'm trading 1 at the moment. So I think 1, what I've found is sometimes when I risk less, I take more risks. So it's trying to find somewhere where you can earn some money that's not too uncomfortable. Patience is what a lot of us lack with prop firms. Yeah, absolutely. I think prop firms get you into bad habits earlier on. They do. There's no two ways about it, Karina. I have a small stop and a big target. Once again, my favourite. Anyone do better depending on your skills. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to. So you're more swing trading, aren't you, or intraday trade rather than scalping? I'd like to trade a bit more like that. I kind of like a lot of penguin style trades where, have you noticed, when we're getting these pullbacks, in fact, I got into a trade yesterday and I got stung. He took the same trade, but he gave it more of a stop. It was the 2 pullbacks, was it? I can't remember now. Let me have a look. I was done here. It was the 2 legs up, wasn't it? Yeah, so we had that move down. I can't remember, it was here, wasn't it? We had 2 legs up. I got into a short in one of these bars and got stung and got stopped out. On my other chart, we had a perfect measured leg. Now, I watched his video and he said he saw it going sideways and got in as close to the EMA as he could. He put his stop at that level there. And I think he said he went to, was it a little bit higher? I can't remember. Somewhere around about here. And if I remember rightly, his stop was about there. And I think he went to 1 to 1.25 and it clearly worked. So we clearly had a couple of attempts higher. But the trouble is with Pats, we don't have any room for manoeuvre with a stop. Stop goes 1 tick above the signal bar. So, you know, we've all been stopped out for 2 or 3 ticks or a point or 2, and then it ends up going into our, going the same way. That's the downside to Pats. You've got to be super accurate. Definitely great balance for me. Yeah, I didn't lose much, but definitely. Yeah, it is. I think it's trying to just keep that in mind, that we do take more risks, and it's trying to slowly avoid them. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've paid £100 or $130 for an account and took a big risk. Because technically, if I get a trade that gives me $500 or $600 on a first trade, I've only risked $130 to do it. So when you think about it like that, I used to try and like to get around $750 on a new account just to give it a little boost. So if I'm risking $130 that I've just paid to get $750, when you think about it like that, it doesn't sound like a bad deal, does it? But it's okay to do that once or maybe twice. But if you continue to take those risks, sooner or later you're going to blow the account. Now, you may think, well, okay, $130. If you get $750 at it, you know, you're risking 1 to make 4 or 5 or whatever you're risking. So when you think about it like that, it doesn't sound too bad. But the trouble is, I would do it and do it and do it 3-4 times and try and get my account to 3,000-4,000. And sooner or later, I would blow the account. And I did it so many times, I started to realise, yeah, it seems good to maybe do it once to give it a boost. But if you're going to continue to do it till the account blows, it's kind of counterproductive. Titan, perfect trade, but hard to manage when you don't apply the same risks. Yeah. It's trying to, it's setting some rules and adhering to them, isn't it? it's a lot easier said than done, isn't it? Now, if you were trading your own money, I certainly would. Now, part of the reason I haven't really traded my own money yet is because I don't fully trust myself. I don't think I've got enough self-control to trade my own money. Now, that is probably, as we were just saying, because of bad habits I've got into. So perhaps I've come to trade this way out of kind of bad habits. So what I think I need to do really is just to turn up. Simple procedure, no trade, no setup. Trade one contract, trade them all the same and move on. Simple when you think about it. Doing it is a different matter. But that's what I'm trying to think about. Guys, word is shit beyond me. Why the market would react to anything. Bone Spur says, but it sure does. I read somewhere it's going to announce a trade deal with the UK. Yeah, it has apparently, which may send the market flying. Yeah, apparently we have got a trade deal. I was listening to the news this morning, which is good news, I think. If he starts to get into trade deals, because I've noticed the dollar is starting to devalue. I know this because my payouts are getting less. It wasn't long ago I was getting £1,600 for $2,000. Now I'm getting about £80-90 less. Now I noticed when the markets were coming down, so was the dollar. The value of the dollar was falling, you know, when Trump took power and started to announce all the tariffs, and obviously everything, all the markets dropped, including the value of the dollar. So hopefully soon. I know he's had meetings with Mark Carney. I don't know what's come of it yet. Hopefully they'll sort out a trade deal which, you know, benefits obviously both sides. We've now got a trade deal. I don't know the details of it. We've now got a trade deal with the UK, and hopefully the market should recover and the dollar should recover. Mind you, I remember a time when I was younger. I was a young sort of teenager. You got $2 to the pound. Well, if you're a trader from the UK, it's this, you know, you're losing a lot of money there, really. So hopefully, I mean, in an ideal world, I'd like to have £1 to $1. Be lovely for me, but you please keep politics out of the stream. So nice to just trade. Well, it sort of is and it isn't politics. I wouldn't consider it politics. It's more economics. I'm talking more from an economic standpoint. I would call tariffs and values and prices stuff more economics than sort of politics, really. Obviously, the conversation started with a trade deal, so I'm hoping I'll keep it short. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about him really when he introduced tariffs, which obviously dropped the value of the dollar a bit and affected me personally, but market plummets overnight, maybe already priced the trade. See, I mean, if there are going to be trade deals, it's going to benefit both sides, isn't it? Okay, so we've got news coming up. Medium impact news, Trump speaking at some point. So no, I mean, we're more talking economics really than politics as such. That was my intention anyway. I'm just hoping that these trade deals do come together and the value of the dollar goes up a little bit, and so does my wages when Apex pay me. So possibly two legs up here now. Trump speaking. Now, I wouldn't expect the market to do too much. Whenever usually we get speakers, it doesn't usually do a great deal because we've got two nice legs back here. So if we can get up here somewhere, or maybe even test this underside with a wick, that may interest me. Dan's got that as well. The only difference is he's got that there. So second entry short here wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm going to leave it till the last minute though. good. I don't mind if it pushes up a little bit here and touches the underside of that. It is 2 legs up. It is off the midline. Trouble is the bar is finished. It really needs to finish a little bit lower than that, doesn't it? He's supposed to be speaking at 3, isn't he? Now, it is medium impact news, which ordinarily, with a speaker, medium impact news, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but you never know what he's going to say. We know he can certainly surprise us. I'm hoping it looks like it's testing the underside of this, so okay, so we've touched this. I mean, the only way I'm going to get into this is if we get a lower high, but it's not a huge channel, so it doesn't need a massive break. But if it's going to break and it's going to top off, that's kind of where it's going to happen. It's very tempting to take that.
Order submitted. It's a bloody massive risk, though. It is a big bar, though. We've come up to the underside and pushed down, so actually I don't mind it. Trouble is, I don't really want to wait too long. It's a big risk. So we've got a channel with a break and a new high. I expect it to work. I just don't know how much I want to get into it for. I might just go for a couple of points here. I like the way it's tested the underside of support here, so I don't mind a bit of a pullback, which we've had. I wouldn't even mind it ticking above there. It's a big risk, isn't it? I'm going to get out this a bit early, I think. It's a big risk. I like the way it's tested the underside of support here, so channel break, new high, big bearish bar. This is actually a second entry short as well. First entry, second entry short, and we're basically coming down. So second entry short, channel break, new high, big bearish bar. Now I don't like doing this, but I'm going to give it an extra tick.
Order filled.
Well, there goes what profit I had. No, I won't. I'll just give it a tick, that's all. I actually kind of like that. It's clearly 2 legs up, big bearish bar. I'll tell you something now, if that worked, I guarantee Mac would have marked that. Let's have a look. I'm really surprised that didn't work. Worked for 4 ticks, yeah. Marco took that as well, so... See, Marco's got that. Dan hasn't. Dan's got the bigger channel. Yeah, see, Dan's got that. Got 2 legs up here. It's possible. Well, to be honest with you, whenever I say that, I usually stay out of that. But usually they work. We push up, we kind of have a little break. Big sell-off, we're clearly coming down. Usually they work. And a lot of the times I stay out of them, which is kind of why I decided to get in. I don't know. And I like the way it tested here. So whether you call those the overnight lows. Well, it kind of is news, but it isn't it? It's just Trump speaking, and it's medium impact. So I don't expect, any kind of sparks to fly, which we kind of haven't really. Lower, higher, I'd take 2 legs up and a push down. See if we can get a lower, higher. So channel down, 2 attempts to push higher. Same again, rejected off there. So it is frustrating when it takes you out for a few ticks and does exactly what you think. See if we get a lower high. Channel break, new high. $3,000 tick chart looks nice. It is frustrating that. Just took me out for a few ticks. Point. Oh, so annoying. It is frustrating when you kind of know where it's going. No in at the moment. We need a little bit of a pullback here.
Order submitted.
See, Dan's got that like that, which actually fits nice on the midline. Oh, it's so frustrating when it takes you out for a few ticks and goes exactly where you think it's going to go.
Order
God,
cancelled.
that's annoying. Oh, see, I love that. I see that so many times, and I do nothing. We kind of have a small break, big bearish bar. After a break, you expect it to come down, and it did, but not before. Oh, well, what can you do? What time is it? Yeah, I won't be doing much longer. Not sure. Kind of like that. Spike and channel, touch, touch, touch. Hey, Speedy, how you doing, buddy? I'm not sure about this. I can't get a channel that I really like at the moment. It's working along that midline, not too bad. You can see it touch it there. It is frustrating like that. Do you know, I see that so many times and I do nothing. And I'll see Mac there, channel break, new high, big bearish bar right through that EMA. And so many times I do nothing and it just continues down. At the measured move, where'd you take it from? I'm guessing. We're testing the lows of the day. You'd expect a pullback, wouldn't you? I said Marco took the same trade. Yeah, that one there, bud. That one there. I'll find it. Yeah, that one there. Not this one. No, that one there. So that's not looking too bad. We've had the spike down, touch, 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 touch. It's fitting nice along that midline. Touch, touch, and a bounce here. So I actually don't mind that.
Not finding many, no. Not as many as there used to be. Okay, I'm going to knock it on the head there, folks. I'm popping out this afternoon, so I'm just going to have a quick shower. It's VE Day here today, so I'm popping up to the war graves at the cemetery to have a look around there. I like to go and visit there and pay my respects. So I was only going to do an hour anyway. We're coming up 50 minutes and I can't see me getting in here anyway. So I ended up winning and losing, so I'm up $12 or with fees. $20 or something with fees. I may have a look at the chart later anyway, so I'll leave you guys to it anyway. So best of luck to you. Stay safe and we'll catch up same time tomorrow. Bye for now.